I'm here today with special author guest, Eliza De La Cruz.
Oh, it's great to be here again.
And today we're celebrating the release of Alex and Eliza. When did Hamilton come into your life? Have you been like a fan of him for a while? Was it reignited by like the musical and such?
No. My best friend Margaret Stoll was so into it. She was like, you have to listen, you have to listen, you have to listen. I was like, but I want to see the play. I don't want to listen to it before. Yeah, so I waited. I think it was like it had been out for a year, and we finally got tickets.
Oh wow, okay.
And it was the last week that he was on. It was right.
Oh my god, me too. Where were your seats?
We were like in the orchestra center.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
We paid a lot of money.
I had last row, but like it was still really great, you know? I found out about it because all the authors were talking about it on Twitter. It was such a hot topic.
Oh, it was. And then I think we did Hamilton sing-along at Yalwest.
Yeah,
and my kid went to that, and she became obsessed with it from the festival. So she wanted to see it.
That's far okay, cool. Yeah, my friend Maureen was like obsessed with it, but like I didn't know what it was. And then all the authors were talking about it. I was like, okay, I need to find out what this is. So tell us about Alex and Eliza, because it's different from like the portrayal in the musical.
Yep. It is about their courtship. So I wanted to write a YA version of their story, and it's, you know, a version of their story that's almost not in the musical. It's just maybe one song, Helpless. So basically my kid was so obsessed with it. After we saw the musical, she was obsessed with Eliza. You know, she said it should have been called Eliza, not Hamilton. It was about her story, Mama. And then she would draw paintings and things of Eliza. She wanted to dress up as Eliza, and she wanted to know more about their love story.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of research, and as I did research, I got really obsessed with it myself. And it's part of why I called it Alex, because I wanted to kind of create him as a character, you know, like he's such like this big character. Yeah, like Alexander Hamilton, but I wanted to write about, you know, like a 21-year-old guy named Alex.
How was your research process? Did you read the Alexander Hamilton book that...
Yes.
You did?
I did. And I had two research assistants who did more source material research, so they would like bring me like all these like really interesting tidbits about the time, you know, like things I could use.
You write in the heads of like Eliza and Hamilton basically. So how was like slipping into those personalities? Like that's so, they're just like real
so much
people.
fun.
It's so weird.
And you know, one of my favorite books is Little Women and Pride and Prejudice, so I wanted to write kind of a historical romance in that time. It was a little bit of Little Women with, you know, kind of like that marrying, you know, for fortune angle of Pride and Prejudice.
And it's really cool reading it because you have like so many preconceived notions of these characters now. Like you feel like you know them, and seeing them here, it's like, ooh, I get to see what's in their head more. You really get to know them better. Who did you like writing more?
I think Alex is really fun, but I think Eliza is really the heart of the story for me.
Yeah,
so.
you really don't get enough of her in the play.
No,
like,
not at all. You know, you don't even know what she thinks.
Yeah, just reading the beginning of this, I'm just like, oh my god, she's so cool.
No, she's great. She is actually one of my favorite characters. I was gonna say that I've created, and she's actually a character based on a historical figure.
So how historically accurate is Alex and Eliza? Like,
yeah, you know, it's about as close as I could get to it while still writing a great story. You know, she had crushes on other people before she liked Alex. I don't know if she was engaged to somebody else. That's kind of a fabrication. But we used somebody, and I say we, my research assistants and I. At first, I actually wanted her to be engaged to Major Andre, who was British. And my research assistant was like, you cannot do that. He was like, he is British. I was like, but she liked him. Like, she actually had such a crush on him and liked him so much. I wanted to use him because that was actually the more historically accurate version.
Wow.
But my research assistant was like, no.
The whole Angelica, Eliza back and forth in the play, it's like blown out,
you know,
for dramatic reasons, right?
And that's his version.
Yeah, that's his
version,
Which I
also think is a bit, you know, not to criticize, but I feel like it's a male version of sisterhood, you know, especially the notion that Angelica would ever have an affair with somebody that her sister, her beloved sister, was married to. You know, Angelica is buried in Trinity Church next to Alex and Eliza. You know, so that to me, when I read it, I was like, I They did not have an affair. There was no way somebody who was so beloved by her sister and who loved her sister so much would ever do that. It really felt like just they both loved him so much, obviously. Eliza as his wife and Angelica as, her kind of fond brother.
Yeah, I like that. I like the different interpretation of it. Yeah. Which Skylar sister do you feel like you relate most to?
I don't know if it's somebody I relate most to. I mean, definitely like Angelica. I'm the oldest sister in my family, and she's very protective. But what was really fun in the book was Peggy, because she kind of comes into her own in the book.
Yeah, I know. I definitely feel like a kinship with Angelica watching the play and knowing what I knew, and then I started reading this and I was like, oh, well, Eliza has a lot more to her than
Yes, she does. I am a total Eliza. It's all about Eliza, because I think being kind is the best thing that you can do.
What was your writing process like for Alex and Eliza?
It took a while. It was hard.
Yeah.
But I knew kind of the plot points, so the minute I thought about this book, I already knew what my ending would be. Obviously, they get married. Spoiler! I knew also what kind of conflict I wanted, which was, that he was poor and nameless, and she was from one of the richest families in New York at the time, if not the richest. She was related to everybody who was anybody in the state, and her mom was from the richest family. So, she was this American princess, and he was like this nameless, bastard. And I really liked that dynamic.
Yeah.
So I knew I wanted to play with that.
Do you have a favorite Hamilton song?
Oh my God. I really, I like My Shot. That's like,
I love that one too.
That's our mantra, right?
Yeah, it's so empowering.
It's like an anthem.
Which Hogwarts house are you again?
I got sorted into Gryffindor.
Okay, I thought you were Gryffindor. Okay. I have a pretty big club.
Oh, nice.
Where personally would you sort Hamilton and then the Schuyler sisters?
I would sort Alex and Eliza in Gryffindor.
Okay, interesting.
I would sort Angelica and Ravenclaw.
Yeah, me too.
And probably Peggy and Hufflepuff.
Yeah, Peggy just screams Hufflepuff.
Right.
Hamilton, I go back and forth with Slytherin and Gryffindor in my mind, because he does have some Slytherin.
He definitely has some Slytherin.
If you could play a role in the Hamilton play,
which
role would you want to play versus which role do you think you can slip into the easiest?
I mean, I am not a performer.
If you were forced to perform.
Peggy, because she has the least lines. It would be very easy.
Would you also play the affair if you were Peggy? Because the actress does that.
No. My kid said, so is the sequel Alex, Eliza, and Maria.
Oh my God.
I said no.
There is no sequel. So if we had to replace the characters or the real historical figures of the Hamilton cast with Harry Potter characters.
Nice. Okay.
Who do you think you'd throw in as Hamilton and then the Schuyler sisters?
I mean, I guess Harry. I mean, I would just go star to star. I guess Harry and Hermione would have to get together as Alex and Eliza.
Oh, interesting. I was thinking the Schuyler sisters could be the Weasley brothers.
Oh, that's hilarious. I like that better.
Draco could be Burr.
Oh, Draco's definitely Burr. Draco is so Burr.
My last question here before we attempt to play a game.
Ooh, I'm excited for the game.
So, are there any songs you feel that you can rap or sing by heart?
Oh God,
of the Hamilton
I can, but I'm not going to.
The only one I feel I know word for word is Alexander Hamilton.
The first one, right?
Yeah, I know bits of everything else.
If you played it, I could sing along.
Yeah.
But I don't think I could sing it without.
You really have to study to do it.
My daughter could though. She could do it all.
So many people can, and I'm so impressed. We're gonna play a little game of Finish That Hamilton lyric. I hope it goes okay. Last time I played this, everyone yelled at me in the comments saying I'm not a Hamilton fan because I can't know every lyric ever.
Oh, now I'm nervous.
Eliza, I don't have $1 to my name, an acre of land, a troop to command, a dollop of fame.
I just got my honor, top-notch brain.
I got my honor, a tolerance for pain.
Tolerance for pain.
We're gonna have a tough time.
Oh my God. Grow into more of a phenomenon. Watch this obnoxious, arrogant, loudmouth father be seated at the right hand of the father. That's the end of the song, isn't it?
I know that one. Washington hires Hamilton on site, but Hamilton still wants to fight. Not right.
problem is I got a lot of brains but no polish. I got a holler just to be heard. I'm a diamond in the rough.
Wait.
A shiny piece of coal. Isn't that it?
Wait.
I got a holler just to be heard.
With every word I drop knowledge?
With every word I drop knowledge. I'm a diamond in the rough.
There we
A
go.
shiny piece of coal.
Little by little we put it together. Started working, clerking for his late mother's landlord, trading sugar cane, rum, and all the things he can't afford. Spanning for every book he could get his hands on, planning for the future. See him on the battleship, headed to a new land in New York.
You can be a new man. Well, if it ain't the prodigy of Princeton College, Aaron Burr, give us a verse, drop some knowledge.
Yes! That was on point.
I remember that night, I just might regret that night for the rest of my days. I remember those soldier boys tripping over themselves to win our praise.
Yeah!
We are on a roll.
We are on a
ham roll. I have never been the type to try and grab the spotlight. We were at a revel with some rebels on a hot night, watching my sister as she's dazzling the room, and you walked in and my heart went boom.
Lock up your daughters and your horses, of course it's hard to have intercourse over 4 sets of corsets.
Mulligan.
Washington cannot be left to his devices. Indecisive and crisis. The best thing he could do for this revolution is go back to planting tobacco in Mount Vernon. Oh.
Nice.
We did it.
I think we did it.
I think we
pretty
win.
good.
Alex and Eliza is out in stores now. Make sure to go grab yourself